Self-care is the practice of taking an active role in one's own well-being and happiness. And it is such a buzzword amongst us moms right now, but a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed by all of the different things that we're being told we should be doing. Face masks, skincare routines, get our hair done,
go to the gym, get our nails done, do yoga, journal, breathing exercises, visualization, meditate, goal set.
And you're left thinking, who's got time for all that stuff? But while all these things might have an effect on our overall well-being and happiness, the biggest impact actually comes from an accumulation of our small daily habits. Which is why in this week's episode of Motherhood Uncorked, I'm coming at you solo for the very first time to share 5 daily self-care habits that take no time, so you have no excuse. Okay, so before I dive headfirst into these tips, I just wanted to say welcome back to Motherhood Uncorked. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Courtney, and each week I put out a new video showcasing the best tips and strategies to help you thrive in motherhood and build a life that you want to celebrate. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell. Okay, so tip number 1 is drink more water. Moisture is the essence of wetness, and wetness is the essence of beauty. Derek Zoolander. No, but for real, as much as I'm all for a celebratory glass of champagne or wine, how many of you are actually getting your daily recommended intake of water? If you don't know what it is, all you do is you take your weight in pounds and you multiply it by 67%, and that's how many ounces that you need per day, plus an additional 12 ounces for every 30 minutes of exercise. That is a lot of water. Given the fact that our bodies are 60% water and our brains are 73% water, even if we are just slightly dehydrated, we will start to present symptoms. Mood swings, impaired cognitive skills, impaired motor skills, headaches, you name it, it's probably slightly due to dehydration. So, how can we fix this? You can start by drinking a big glass of water first thing in the morning and a big glass of water before each meal. Chances are that you're drinking a ton of different kinds of fluids throughout the day, coffee, tea, soda, whatever. Try replacing some of those with water. Even that afternoon coffee that you get to get that little energy boost, you can even try replacing that with a glass of water. And you'll probably be surprised that you will get the same energy boost with the added benefits of improved cognitive function, flushing toxins out of your body, and a boost to your immune system that the caffeine is not going to give you. Tip number 2 is to take a break from the news. The news is an infinite source of negativity. In fact, the news people have a saying, if it bleeds, it leads. They're no longer reporting the facts as they happen. They're going after ratings and viewership to attract advertisers to make higher profits. The result is our perceptions become extremely skewed. We start to feel that our neighborhoods and our communities are unsafe. We believe that crime rates are rising. We overestimate our odds of becoming a victim, and we see the world as a dangerous place. Think about it. How often do you turn on the news and see a feel-good story? Not too often. So try changing the channel. Try taking the apps off of your phone. If you're on Facebook, you can hit those 3 little dots in the corner of a post, and then click Hide Post to let Facebook know that you really don't want to see that kind of content. And then you can watch your anxiety subside and your happiness and well-being increase. Trust me, you're not going to be missing anything. If there's something really important that you need to know about, somebody is going to tell you. Number 3 is to move your body. We all know the benefits of exercise for our overall well-being, but exercise doesn't mean that we need to be finding an hour to carve out to go to the gym every day. It's easy to find ways to be more active in our day-to-day lives. Take the stairs instead of the elevator or escalator. Park your car a little bit further away. Walk your kids to school instead of driving. Have daily dance parties with your kids. 2 jumping jacks on commercial breaks or between Netflix shows. Anything to get your body moving. I actually watched a documentary where they had 3 people do an experiment. So the first day they went to the gym and they did a hardcore exercise for 1 hour, and they tracked how many calories that hour of exercise burned. The next day they had the exact same 3 people not go to the gym, but just be more active throughout their day, doing things like I just previously mentioned, and the results were that they actually burned more calories in the day that they were just more active compared to the day that they spent an hour at the gym. Number 4 is say no more. Literally, if an opportunity comes your way that doesn't serve you or your priorities, then you need to say no. I know it's hard, but how often do you say yes to things that you really don't want to do? You say yes when you don't have time, and then you end up being stressed out. You say yes when you're really not interested, and then you have this looming thing that you have to do that puts you in a downer mood and fills you with resentment and guilt? And think about it. Even when you say yes, like let's say volunteering at your kid's fun fair, you're saying no to something else, which in this case would be enjoying the day with your kids at their school fun fair. So which one would you rather say no to? But the good news is that the more that you practice saying no, the easier and more natural it will become to you. And you will feel so good that you're devoting your time and attention to the things that are important to you and your family. And if you're not comfortable saying no right away, you can always say, let me get back to you later, and then send them an email in a timely manner, politely declining. Actually, if you guys are interested in me doing a video on how you can say no effectively, let me know in the comments. Number 5 is take deep breaths regularly. How often do you tell your kids when they're having a major meltdown to just stop and suck in through the straw and breathe out through the straw in an effort to get them to calm down? Maybe you do the same thing when you're faced in a similar situation of stress and chaos, but how often are you doing it just regularly throughout your day? Probably not too often, and you should be. Why? Because deep breaths move oxygen through our bodies more effectively, which will enhance your body's function, your stamina, and your overall mental concentration. It's also going to lower your blood pressure and allow you to let go of stress and anxiety and tension that is built up in your body. And breathing deep helps to trigger the release of endorphins, which help to lift our moods. They also help to allow your lymphatic system to function at its optimal level to move toxins out of your body. So when you're just starting to incorporate deep breathing exercises into your day, it doesn't need to be a lot, just a couple breaths a few times a day. What you can do is you can set an alarm, which might feel a little silly, but you can just find a way to trigger you to remember to take those deep breaths. So maybe every time you go up a flight of stairs, or every time you come down a flight of stairs, or every time you're waiting in line for something, take a couple deep breaths. The more you do it, the more that you'll come to enjoy these little pause breaks throughout your day, and you'll start to remember to do them more often. See, self-care doesn't really require you to carve out hours of time. It's really just about small, simple, daily habits. So let me know in the comments below which habit you want to start incorporating into your day first. And please make sure you share this video with your fellow moms so we can all start being happier and healthier for ourselves and for our children. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, and I will see you back here next week. Cheers!